Hey there, interwebs, and welcome back to How Fascinating. Your How question of the week is this. How would a U.S. president get into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame? If you said he or she can't, you're wrong, because it's already happened, and the president was none other than Abraham Lincoln, also known by his ring name, the Great Emancipator, or simply Honest Abe. Jokes aside, I want to clarify right away that the National Wrestling Hall of Fame has nothing to do with the WWE Hall of Fame. The latter is dedicated to the razzle-dazzle of professional wrestling, whereas the former is all about the real traditional sport of grappling, and Lincoln was granted their Outstanding American Award. What did Abe do to receive such an honor, I hear you ask? What do you think he did? He wrestled, and most importantly to this video, he's credited with the invention of the Chokeslam. Well, I very much doubt that the Great Emancipator was the first person in history to ever pick someone up by the neck and drop them in a fight. We do believe that he did it in one of the earliest recorded instances of the move. It's ideally suited to large, powerful wrestlers of strong build, and Lincoln himself was 6'4", the same height as King Kong Bundy, Triple H, and Mark Henry. He was also quite a wrestler in his youth and well into adulthood. The most famous case we have of Lincoln's wrestling prowess, and one which has produced numerous, sometimes contradictory accounts, is his bout with Jack Armstrong. Lincoln was a fresh-faced young 20-something at the time and working as a clerk for the county's store in New Salem, Illinois. The Clary's Grove Boys were a local gang of roughnecks who valued physical strength above all else, and Jack Armstrong was the champion of their clan and therefore the toughest guy in town. Lincoln's boss at the time, Denton O'Futt, boasted that his new hire was not only the smartest but also the strongest man in town and could whip any roughhouser who dared to face him. The Clary's Grove Boys didn't care a lick about Lincoln's mental power, but they couldn't let that claim of physical abilities go unchallenged. Lincoln himself, though, was reluctant to fight, but the coaxing of his employer and the taunts of his rivals eventually compelled him to throw down with the leader of the gang. Armstrong soon learned to his distress that he'd got hold of the wrong customer and by his own admission tried to gain the upper hand by fouling his opponent. This incensed Lincoln something fierce, and according to at least one account, he took Armstrong by the neck, lifted the man, and shook him like a rag. Because 19th century Illinois apparently operated under shonen anime rules, Lincoln endeared himself to Armstrong and his posse by taking him in single combat, and the two became the warmest of friends from that point forward. I have one persistent mental image which I am unable to shake, and which I must share with you now because I refuse to suffer alone. It is, simply, Abraham Lincoln chokeslamming a Klingon while Nat King Cole's Unforgettable plays in the background. Where does this all come from? Well, as we've already established, Lincoln is credited with inventing the chokeslam. In Star Trek TOS Season 3, Episode 22, The Savage Curtain, or as I insist on calling it, Space Lincoln! A representation of Abe gets in a fight with an alien simulacrum of what's basically Klingon Jesus, known as Kahless. His full title, including epithet, is Kahless the Unforgettable. Additionally, the Watchmen movie begins with a fight scene set to Nat King Cole's Unforgettable, and in it the comedian is practically chokeslammed through his coffee table and out a window. So, yeah, the chokeslam and Kahless are connected to Lincoln, and Unforgettable is connected to both of them. Abraham Lincoln isn't the only president in the Wrestling Hall of Fame either. They've also honored Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, and even the OG founding father, General George Washington. If you'd like to get into the Wrestling Hall of Fame yourself, it's really quite simple. They're located in Stillwater, Oklahoma, open to the public Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thanks for watching, and have a fascinating day.